Good morning. I'm sure Jackson's already said something, but we are doing two different things today. We're getting two different perspectives. I feel like I'm pale. He's taking the plane to the Nazca Lines. I'm not. I get motion sickness, and I was told if I get motion sickness, I'm more likely to throw up on the plane. So I'm doing a tour on the ground where it's safe and doesn't move. But yeah, we'll see what it looks like from just a tower. Should still be good. So yeah. Hola, we just got here in Mundo. We're at the Paredones. No, Paredones. Which is our first stop, which is some ruins, which look pretty cool. So yeah. So Nazca was almost like a central trading place because it was in the center of Cusco, Lima, and Arequipa, and then obviously on the west side is the ocean. So very cool. Didn't know that. Didn't know that at all. You had to come through here to get to another part of Peru back in Inca times, I guess.
Also, some phenomena like phenomena of Nino, when there are many rain and the water coming down, and then they destroy the wall. For example, Inca Imperio, they have the Inca was like the king, so they use many gold. They have many gold, but Nazca civilization no. Go there and then down.
It's pretty cool because they're still excavating it, like it's still mostly under the clay, but they're still able to find like textiles and clay pots that were used, and even coral that was used, and shells using for trade, and we could see it. Like it was actually quite cool, and it's just an amazing structure. But off to the next place. And the chief of there lived on the top, on the largest hill, and they know this because he had the biggest house, obviously, and he was at the top, obviously. But he also had these window-like structures that were used for where the offerings were put for the gods, for rain and longevity and all that stuff. So
Sent the needle.
Needle.
And you can see in the downest part of the needle, there is some lines that go inside of the needle. The fill go inside of the needle, and then to make this textile. These lines is the textile to 5 centimeters. Yes. Coming down from the river. In Nazca we have two rivers, but we have water in the river only if you don't go inside and to take the water. Other reason is because people can go inside also to clean the channel. Also, every year we make here ceremonies.
yeah,
The ceremony of the Yaku Raimi.
yeah,
Yaku Raimi is the party of the water.
yeah,
Yaku means water in Quechua,
yeah,
and Raimi fest.
yeah.
But they go in this hospital dancing
Yeah.
ceremonies to get to the water, and they put the offerings to saying thanks to the gods for
Yeah.
the water.
Yeah.
So people they make ceremonies here around this hospital too. You know? It's not good. But they first they pass for the fire. They cook. They cross the porosity.
So how they found the water system was quite smart. There were these trees, these ones specifically, that were the only ones growing in the desert, obviously, and they were like, well, obviously these trees must have deep roots. They're getting the water from somewhere because it only rains like a tiny bit. So when that's how they knew where to dig, to make these water channels to get the water, and then the aqueducts were created on top of the channels, so the channels back down that way, but the aqueducts were made so that air can be pushed down and it would push the water down towards the channel and out. Down out to the channel, which was very extremely smart engineering considering it was a time where there was no written, language. I mean, they did have their own language, don't get me wrong, but just incredible.
Well, in all this area, there are more than 1,000 lines and more than 100.
Just made it to the top of the lookout. It's surprisingly harder to get up. Oh, I didn't realise it was zoomed in. It's harder to get up than I thought, I think because of the heat. It is freaking hot out here. But for a desert, it looks very cool. And actually you can see the mini tornadoes. I'm hoping you'll be able to see it from the camera. That'll be cool, but here are some of the lines. They stretch out past the road. This is pretty cool. They stretch out so far. So far. And then on this hill is a giant cat. And when I say giant cat, I mean like huge. But it's not like a cat, like a gato, like a house cat. It's a puma. It represents the big cats that live in the mountains. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And we'll go up here. And here we are at the top. Hopefully you can hear me, it's really windy, but I can see the tornadoes and the lines. Very cool. Never thought lines in the ground would be so interesting. Oh, damn, the tornadoes disappeared. Just made it to the famous Nazca Lines, where you can see a couple of the figures a bit more. They look very cool.
Water. This figure is the tree. The guarango. Remember the tree that I was talking to you?
Yeah.
Tree is life. And on the right, we have the lizard. Lizard. You know the lizard? Lizard is a typical animal from the desert.
So, these lines are the frog, the tree, and the lizard, which is right here. And the explanation as to why these three are so close together is because the tree represents life, the lizard represents the desert, and the frog represents water. So the meaning behind it apparently is where there is water, if there is water in the desert, there is life, which is quite cool.
Good morning from Nazca. Sorry, the door's opening on its own. We stayed the night, it was very hot. The room was not too bad, just me here, Shanel there. We had a French guy here, had a fan going. Bathroom, again, not too bad. But yeah, it was okay, just very hot. Nazca itself is not that nice a place. The town is a bit dilapidated, a bit run down. However, I'm going to fly across the Nazca Lines today. In about half an hour I'm leaving. And Shanel is going to do a ground tour of the Nazca Lines, I believe. So, yeah, should be fairly good. And I'll have the GoPro and she'll have the pocket, so we can both film our different aspects. Anyway, that's it. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. And see you a bit later. About to take off. We are on the bus from Nazca to Arequipa. It's a 10-hour night bus. It's like 10 p.m.
That's
at
what
night.
they say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's like 12.
It's like 10 p.m. at night. We should get there around 8. That's what they say. We'll see. But we're gonna try and sleep. We did nothing this afternoon. We just sat in the hostel on our phones.
Yeah, 'cause it was too hot to do anything.
Yeah. But the flight was good. I felt sick. I'm not sure if you could tell. But Mel, did you have a good time?
I did.
Yeah. That was a good
I
time.
also made some new friends.
Yeah, and they're on the bus with us.
And they gifted me. They're from South Korea. Lee and Troy.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it turns out they're on the bus with us to Arequipa.
Anyway, we are gonna go and we will see you tomorrow. Good night.
Buenas noches.